So it's gotten to the point now where I almost need to pinch myself with all of the Battlefield 6 news that is dropping right now, because when I woke up this morning, guys, I was greeted by this brand new juicy slab of news regarding what Battlefield 6's post-release content is going to look like. And dare I even say how the long-term future of this game might be looking to hold up. And yeah, let me tell you guys, I'm sitting here somewhat stun-locked by not just what we're getting for the post-release of this game, but also how fast we're going to be getting it. We have a lot to unpack today, so we're going to get straight into it. If you guys end up enjoying the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more Battlefield 6 content that is coming your way real soon. Let's dive in. The long and short of it, guys, is that the devs just completely drew the curtains back on Season 1 of Battlefield 6, and if you're looking for the quick and dirty snapshot, this is it. Season 1 is going to be divided into 3 parts that drop every 3 weeks, on October 28th, November 18th, and December 9th, respectively. Which means that, yes, for those of you playing at home, we only need to wait 2.5 weeks before we start getting post-release content for Battlefield 6 after launch. So already, the pace is looking blisteringly quick by comparison to what we got for Battlefield 2042. And this is the content that has so far been confirmed for Season 1. 2 brand new maps with 1 additional limited time Empire State visual rework, 5 brand new weapons with 1 additional melee weapon, 3 new attachments, 1 new substantive game mode and 2 new limited time game modes, 1 new vehicle, and the introduction of battle pickups as a feature. Battlefield Studios also confirmed that the post-release cadence that is being set by Season 1 here is also expected to be the norm for Battlefield 6 if the most recent dev blog is anything to go by, basically confirming that new content is set to come to this game every single month after release. In the context of Season 1 in particular, this is spread across 3 themed content packages which are called Rogue Ops, California Resistance, and Winter Offensive accordingly. And as we dive down the list here, guys, and take a bit of a deeper look at specifically what is coming in this lineup of content, I've got to be honest here, guys, and say that it's getting a lot harder to contain some of my hype around this game and what its future actually looks like. Kicking off things with the Rogue Ops slate of content here, we're getting a brand new map in the form of Blackwell Fields, which is set to have support for all combat sizes, land and air vehicles. The map is set in the California Badlands around recently recommissioned American Air Force bases, which tells me that those leaks that we potentially saw regarding the map size for a map that was codenamed Badlands once upon a time there, they seem to be accurate, which means that we are apparently getting another large-scale map here for my, all-out warfare combined arms enthusiasts in the community here. Great news for you guys. On the flip side of that though, Strike Point is coming to the game as a tight-knit 4v4 mode, which is designed to be a small team tactical mode where squads fight across multiple rounds to capture a key single objective. The twist here is that there is only 1 life per round. A big step away from the core Battlefield experience to try something new here, but I welcome it to the ecosystem. We're also getting a brand new vehicle in the form of the APC Traverser Mark II. It's an armored personnel carrier that seats 4, being 1 driver, 1 roof gunner, and 2 backseat passenger side gunners. Ultimately, this is an MRAP, just legally distinct from an MRAP, so that's cool to see. But we're also welcoming 3 new weapons to the arsenal as well, taking the confirmed arsenal of this game to 48 by October 28th. That being the SAW 300C carbine, the Minifix sniper rifle, and the GGH-22 sidearm. The SAW 300C carbine is a low rate of fire subcompact carbine, which is chambered in the higher damage 300 blackout ammunition compared to the platform's 5.56 version. Ultimately, this looks just like a compacted SCAR H that we're seeing, on the assault rifle category. The minifix has been described as such, and I'm quoting here by the way. Remember the Scout Elite? Then consider this lightweight bolt-action sniper rifle designed for the aggressive recon soldier a quote-unquote mini-fix to your needs. Basically, this is going to be the game's aggressive recon bolt-action rifle, which is going to be a very welcome addition to the game's somewhat lacking bolt-action lineup at launch here, I'm sure. The GGH-22 sidearm is a high-capacity, high rate of fire, and low-damage pistol meant to bail out a soldier when their primary runs completely dry. I read this as potentially being a full automatic sidearm like a G18, but we'll soon see. And of course, we're seeing brand new attachments come to the game in the form form of rail covers and the LPVO scope. The LPVO scope obviously being a scope that we see in a lot of first-person shooters now, but rail covers on the other hand, they're a bit of a newer trend, and I'm interested to see how they're going to statistically impact weapon handling in this game, noting that Delta Force used them as a ways to sort of, mitigate recoil, spread, and hipfire accuracy. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see in action as well. But that, folks, is only for the Rogue Ops section of this season. We've still got 2 more sections to go through. The next one, of course, being California Resistance, which is set to drop on November 18th. And this year is where we're seeing the introduction of Eastwood. If you guys have been at all clued into the leaks surrounding this game, then you would have most certainly seen the Eastwood map leak come around at some point. This map is going to have support for all combat sizes, land vehicles, and of course, helicopters, so it appears no jets on this map. Thematically, in this map, Pax Armada sleeper agents embedded into the Eastwood community are starting to wake up and cause some absolute havoc, so I personally cannot wait to get my hands on this map. But that's not all, of course. We're also seeing the introduction of a brand new game mode here called Sabotage, which is an 8v8 game mode where teams are required to destroy as many sites as possible before the round time finishes. Each team will have a round each to go on the offense and the defense, which the team who successfully detonates the most sites taking the round win. So it kind of sounds like a more aggressive, tight-knit version of the Rush game mode, which again, I'm kind of keen to try out. But Battlefield veterans, we are seeing the return of a gameplay mechanic here that I'm sure some are going to absolutely love and others are going to absolutely hate. Battle pickups are returning to Battlefield 6 here, and unlike weapons that appear in a loadout, battle pickups are high-tech, powerful weaponry that are limited in ammo and availability throughout a given map. You'll need to find them on the map and pick them up, but the moment you die with them, they drop back onto the ground for somebody else to go and take claim over. What the exact battle pickups are going to be in this game, we have no idea as of yet, but I'm sure the imagination will run a little bit wild given that they've made an explicit mention to high-tech weaponry here. Further to that, we've got 2 new weapons in the arsenal here as well, one being the DB12 shotgun, which is a dual barrel pump action shotgun that feeds from 2 different tubes. One trigger pull fires a shell or slug from one barrel, and a second trigger fires the other. Then the pump action rechambers both barrels. I do forget what the real world name for this shotgun actually is, but I've seen it time and time again in first person shooter games as of late. It's always been a bit of a nightmare to balance with its, dual shot shotgun mechanic because, it often ends up being a little bit broken, but we'll see how the developers manage to integrate it into Battlefield 6, of course. But we've also got the M327 trait, which is a sidearm. This thing is essentially the game's take on a 357 chambered revolver. It's a high damage, low rate of fire, 8-round loaded revolver that is strung up close with considerable damage drop-off to its M44 Magnum compadre. We're also getting a brand new attachment in the form of the Troy angled forward grip, which basically offers an alternative choice for underbarrel choices with its unique blend of ergonomic and handling weapon changes. Not sure exactly what that means just yet, but as more weapon reviews and attachment guides come out, I'm sure we'll get a pretty good idea as to how this grip actually fits into the arsenal pretty quickly. And last but certainly not least, of course, guys, we've got Winter Offensive, which is launching on the 9th of December here, and this part of the season we actually have very little information on. So far, we know that there is a limited time map update coming to Empire State where it's essentially going to winterize the map. When I was reading the dev blog for this, I will admit, my PTSD fight or flight response kind of triggered because the first line describing this map outlines it as environmental threats detected, and I immediately went back to 2042's weather system and went, oh no, are we seeing tornadoes and stuff again? But I don't think that's what's actually happening here, so thank God. We're also getting a limited time game mode called Ice Lock, where it's actually centered around a game mechanic called Freeze, a new modifier which is only going to be active in specific game experiences, but I have no idea what that's actually going to entail as of yet. And we're also getting a brand new melee weapon in the form of the Ice Climbing Axe, which again, I imagine is just going to be a new visual take on the melee category in the game. That said though, we have actually seen gameplay mechanic differences between all of the melee weapons that are in the game right now, so it'd be interesting to see if the Ice climbing axe actually brings its own suite of gameplay adjustments as well. Only time will tell. But folks, that is a complete and total rundown and download of everything coming that we know of so far in Battlefield 6 Season 1. If I was to be a bold betting man here as well, I would also put all my chips on the fact that we're also going to get the Battle Royale mode in the California Resistance section of this season as well. Given that all of the leaks so far suggest the Battle Royale map taking place in the California region of some description, it makes sense for the Battle Royale to release in this time slot, but the leaks even go as far to suggest as well that we might be getting the Battle Royale on October 28th too. So don't be fooled, there's already a lot of content and a lot of details dropping already about Battlefield 6 Season 1, but I think the developers actually are going to have a few more surprises up their sleeves here as we move beyond the initial launch of the game. If I can make a passing comment though as we wrap up this video, I must say just how refreshing it is to see this amount of content dropping for a Battlefield game this soon after launch. After Battlefield 2042 and after having to watch the developers spend a considerable amount of time basically fixing the game as opposed to actually spending time working on brand new content, this is incredible. And as I said before, if this is the cadence that DICE and Battlefield Studios are setting for the long-term future of this game, then I dare say that we actually have a very bright future ahead of us here, guys. But that's going to be it for today. Be sure to backhand the like button if you guys enjoyed the video and subscribe for more Battlefield 6 content. Let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' thoughts are on Season 1 here. Do you like what's coming, or do you think this is not enough, or what's your thoughts, guys? Let me know. But until next time, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Battlefield 6 is just around the corner here, and yeah, it's getting a bit round now. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Have a good one.